Don't put the winter gear away just yet.
No, we know how that goes. Usually got to wait till April, sometimes May.
Yeah, totally.
Hopefully that doesn't happen this year.
Yeah, let's hope not.
Exactly. And you know, it was so nice Sunday in the 60s. After this next week, I think we're all going to be ready to be done with winter. That is for sure. And the first round of snow, that comes through tonight. And then we're watching some heavier snow this weekend. But overall, colder winter-like temperatures through the rest of this week. Thursday will be mild into the 40s, but the rest of the days we're talking highs in the 30s and 20s. The good news is we just got to get through this next week, because by next Wednesday and Thursday, we're talking high temperatures warming back up. In fact, by next Thursday, it's looking like we could be back into the mid to upper 50s. We got some light snow tonight to talk about. Rain Thursday evening, and then a chance of heavier snow as we go into this weekend, late Saturday into early Sunday. Now, these are the high temperatures over the next week. Again, Thursday, going to be the warmest day in the mid to upper 40s. The rest of the work week, upper 30s is where we're going to be at. And as we go through the weekend, Sunday, upper 20s. By Monday, just a high of 20 degrees. We'll actually have those overnight lows drop into the single digits as we go Sunday night into Monday morning. Again, the good news is as we get to next Wednesday, March 18th through Tuesday, March 24th, we are going to have some upper level ridging start to build to the west. That's going to increase those temperatures, and that will move east as we start to get in to the middle of next week. Again, high temperatures warming back into the 50s by next Thursday. Right now, though, there is a lot of action going on, especially to the southeast with a stationary front, producing a lot of severe weather into Illinois, Indiana, and Michigan. For us, we're watching this band of snow starting to produce some snow into Redwood Falls, Marshall. That'll start to fill in even more over the next hour or two, and then that's going to move to the southeast. As we get past midnight tonight, we'll start to see all of us having snow about 2, 3 o'clock in the morning. Generally a light snow, but there will be some moderate to heavy snow at times. Everything then starts to move to the southeast as we get towards about 6 o'clock tomorrow morning. So it'll be a little bit of a slick morning commute. Again, most of us just looking at around an inch or less, but there will be some localized amounts up to 2 inches of snow. Then we turn sunny into the afternoon with colder temperatures, upper 30s. A scattered rain shower going to be possible Wednesday night into Thursday morning. But then we go into Thursday morning. We start off dry. We could see initially some snow to the west, but that will turn to all rain as we get into Thursday afternoon as those temperatures warm into the mid to upper 40s. Rain continues into Thursday evening, potentially maybe even a thunderstorm, non-severe thunderstorm, but generally just going to be some rain. Then our attention turns to this weekend. We are watching this low pressure system that's going to travel to the south of us. Right now, the heaviest snow looks to be from Mankato towards Minneapolis, but if this low pressure moves a little bit more south, that is going to put southern Minnesota right in the bullseye of this snow, and then this low is going to track to the northeast as we go into Sunday evening, and then we'll get that back wraparound flow with the northwest wind. It is going to be windy as well as we go into Sunday. Too early to get into amounts, but it is looking like if we do get in the bullseye, there could be some several inches of snow as we go late Saturday into Sunday morning. Tonight, we got some light snow that moves through. Temperatures dropping into the 20s. Tomorrow, we'll have a little bit of a slick morning commute. Sun comes out into the afternoon. A colder day with high temperatures, mid to upper 30s. Colder again Friday. We're watching for that system as we go Saturday night into Sunday. Cold start to next week, but then by Thursday, warming back into the 50s.
All right, can't wait.
Get there. We'll get there.
Thanks, Daniel. We'll be right back.